Yeah, it's been like 5 days since I made a video. I'm sorry for that. I've been kind of in and out of it health-wise. Starting to feel better on Saturday. Went to a regional. Unfortunately, went 2-2, which kind of sucks. But I get to actually talk about the format now that I've got the chance to play it. So, a lot of fun. Also, did some playtesting last night with Water versus Herald. Straight 6 hours. It's actually a lot of fun. I was playing Water. I don't want to play none of that Herald bullshit. I hated the deck the first time. It was good. Definitely don't want to fuck with it the next time it's relevant, you know. So let's discuss our beautiful format and my tournament experience in Indy, even though you guys are like, oh my god, Robbie, you said a fucking scrub, fucking kill yourself, fucking piece of shit. Yeah, you're probably right. I was a terrible player. But with knowledge comes great responsibility, so let's see what we learned. So, first off, I played against Water twice. First time I lost because he had Schvecktvaler. So when you're... Well, okay, first off, back up here. I played Extra Deck Monarchs. I played Alex Bergeron's list. He was giving me some general advice throughout the course of the weekend. Well, actually, Friday. We were talking about what he would change, some of the changes he did make, and just general things like that. So I decided, you know what, like I had Herald, I had Extra Deck Monarchs, I had Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is just kind of shit. Sure, it produces large monsters, what Blue Eyes does best, but your boards are very fragile. Honestly, breaking a Blue Eyes board is probably the easiest of all the boards to break. So, unfortunately, I didn't opt for Blue Eyes or Herald, so we went with Extra Deck Monarchs. Against Water, you kind of lose to Valor. I mean, if you open up Squire, and you're like, all right, well, my opponent isn't going to do anything, or he's got the max C, sure. Then you get Schvecktvaler on game 3, and you're just like, well, you know what? Move along. I didn't end up making to Tzolk'in at all in the tournament, which was really strange, because Gofu is probably the best card in your deck, and you don't really see it all that much. Kind of sucks to say that, but you live and learn. So you don't really draw Gofu as much as you think you would. Also, on a lighter note, Pot of Desires is such a fantastic and shit card at the same time. Banishing 10 cards from your deck sucks fucking dick. Drawing 2 cards, pretty fucking good. Now, if your deck's like 44 cards, and you're going to make an attempt to activate and resolve 2 Pot of Desires in a game, you're probably doing it wrong. One game I resolved 2, and I decked myself out on the next turn because I couldn't complete game. And Desires is one of those cards that I feel it's good for when you're going midway through combo to extend your combo. And I say that because, like, if you're playing at Mermails, you want to make sure that you're generally searching out your Dragoons and doing other things, and you're not using it to start the engine per se. You're using it as an extension halfway through the engine once you've gotten certain things out of your deck. Granted, like, that's why I don't really want to play it in a deck that's primary one-ofs, because if you lose one of them, well, you know, unfortunately, you're going to have a bad time. So that's just something to consider in the long run with Desire. I mean, like I said, card's fucking phenomenal. Card fucking deserves to be where it is. However, if you're playing it in the way that you would misplay 3 Solemn Judgments back in the day, I definitely think it's a card that deserves to punish you for being a terrible player. And granted, comparing it to Judgment's probably 2 different things, but it's kind of the same feel that if you're playing multiples and you mistime how you're going to resolve it, the card will very much punish you for it. So, anyway, back to what I was playing. Played an EDM. Played 2 Water. Got OTK'd. I OTK'd the other one. Vanity's Fiend Turn 1 March is fucking phenomenal. Tribute's done go. So, shout out to that. I played against Evil Swarm round 2. Evil Swarm? Like, I mean, like, yeah, the deck's a good counter pick, sure, but like... So anyway, After Evil Swarm was the Water Kaiju player. I mean, we'll have a discussion on Kaijus here shortly, and trust me on that. And then round 4 was what we're going to refer to as fucking Phantom Knights. That deck is... man. Like, Dante isn't even good. But another sub point we'll get to. Break Sword into Dark Rebellion on a board of 3 Monarchs to OTK you at 8,000. Seems very unrealistic, but it's fucking something that fucking deck can do. So be aware when you are playing Phantom Knights, Fogblade, Silent Boots, Ancient Cloak, Break Sword, they all do very relevant things against you, which can hit you out of left field. So it's not so much Burning Abyss, but like Transmodify into Shadow Mist, into Dark Law. They're all very relevant threats that that deck can generate. I think Ika has been playing something fucking weird as hell, so just my 2 cents there. So, on a lighter note, Dante didn't get hit on the list. Everyone was like, fucking Konami, guy's fucking worthless, fucking should have hit fucking Dante and not Beatrice. Hitting Beatrice actually, I don't want to say it was good, but like it's kind of good because now you don't have to worry about the bullshit of multiple Beatrice, and plus like only having 1 Beatrice means once you kill the first one, you don't have to deal with it anymore. And Dante in itself right now in this format really isn't good. And I mean, coming out like a week or 2 ago, every person, including myself, was like, God damn it, guys, why didn't we hit Dante? The problem. And I still kind of stick to that, but not as much anymore, because Dante isn't... Yeah, he's not what he was hyped up to be. Much like that old Snatch Steal thing, where Snatch Steal isn't good. Man, still eating those words. So, moving along, Dante at 3 is okay, because you're in such a diverse format right now. I don't think I've seen a diverse format like this in a fucking very long time. I mean, you have Herald, Burning Abyss, PK. I'm putting PK in its own variant because, I mean, I saw the Transmodify Shadow Mist deck. Lights Warden's topping right now. Clear Beast is doing okay. Macardamias, Cleaford Stun, Barrier Statues, even though they're not relevant. I mean, I know there's much more I'm forgetting, obviously, but you're in a format of... Oh yeah, Water. Water's relevant. But you're in a format of Blue Eyes 2, so like 12 decks that you could play against. I mean, 12 decks in a fucking format? Like, that... I mean, obviously, you're going to have good matchups against some of them. Some of them you're going to be like, what the fuck you doing here, guy? Like, but, you know, there hasn't been a format where I've seen 12 decks be playable in a very, 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 very long time. Actually, but the problem with having that many decks, though, is, like, obviously this format is Floodgate / Kaiju, the format. If you have Kaiju, you out your opponent's board. And I said we were going to talk about Kaijus. So, Gamma Seal actively reads, tribute your opponent's Floodgate that's not named Vanity's Fiend, and proceed to win the game, because, you know, that's how turtles work. You give your opponent turtles because I like turtles, you know? Like, who doesn't? So you give your opponent a turtle, and then you proceed, if you're playing Water, to blow out his asshole. And, I mean, in some rare cases, I believe there's level 7 Kaiju that some rank 7s are playing. I know my friend's playing it in Dark Magicians, but I don't know much about that. It's none of my business. So, there's that. I mean, like, the Kaijus have all kinds of versatility, which is really cool. I know they definitely aren't being played the way that they were designed to be, but we're using them in a way that, I guess, rewards you more. I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, Kaijus aren't going to get hit, but we're using them not in the way that they were made. Even though Interrupted fucking Kaiju Slumber is good, but I think if you're dedicating that much to your deck, I don't know. Some guy I know got like 20th place at a regional with Kaiju Trains, and he was going fucking full out on the engine, like it was there, fam. Like, it was a good percentage of the deck. But, like, just having, like, looking how Water plays it, like, 3 Game of Seals is okay. I mean, you can obviously side them if you want. You don't really have to. I mean, you can main them. I mean, if you draw into them off of your Max C, that's now limited to 2, for the reasons of actually hurting Max C, then sure. But just things to bear in mind when you're looking at the format. So, this format is really floodgatey. Obviously, kaijus are the massive fuck you to the format. However, in a format as diverse as this, obviously anti-spell is a win con against 60% of the field right now, so if you don't have anti-spells on your side, well, you're probably doing it wrong. So outside of that, as long as your deck can combat pretty much a lot of the curve, and when you finally go X1 and you get put into the loser's bracket, you better pray to God that you're not finding those really weird decks that you have no idea what the fuck are doing, like Barrier Statue Stun, or like even Klee Stun, or like Cardfight Gladiator Beast. Like, what you gonna do when they come for you? Like, stun will fuck you. And unfortunately, like, it's not like the good kind of fucking. It's the, you go to your friends, and then you tell all of your friends out in the other room about how bad you just got sucked on by the guy that just destroyed your butthole 2-0. And then your opponent's gonna overhear you and be like, ha, scrub. And then you're gonna be like, fight me. And then he'll be like, why are you so salty? And you're going to throw a punch, and then you're going to get banned from Konami forever because you're being a salty little bitch because you lost to stun. So, moral of the story, when stun 2-0s you, don't let the guy that beat you, you know who I'm talking about. That guy that beat you, don't let him hear you, because he'll call you out on your shit and your terrible plays, and he'll rub in the salt, and then you'll rub in the salt, and like I said, you two are going to go to fisticuffs, but it's Yugioh. So we are grown men playing a children's trading card game, so I expect full fisticuffs. Like, man, this community never ceases to amaze me. So, also on a lighter note, I shouldn't even have to say this, but if you're posting your huge, like, binders on Facebook, and then you're like, hey, I'm going to a regional, I'm bringing all of this, you're not putting a target on your back. Like, do you sense the sarcasm when I say that? Like, so much shit was stolen over the past weekend. Like, fucking people on Facebook were taking tallies of how much were stolen at events. And being like, so much was stolen here, so much was stolen here. Like, don't fucking do that shit. Like, granted, like, sure, you can post your collection, sure, but don't be like, hey guys, I'm bringing fucking $40,000 to a regional, don't mug me in the parking lot. Like, do you want to be just, shanked and steal a kidney? Like, I don't know why people do that shit, man. Like, if you're going to a regional, you bring one binder of, like, minimal value to trade for stuff that you need. Like, don't fucking bring, like, 30, 40 fucking K to an event. Like, I don't know why you doing this. Like, sure, I get the 4-vendor mentality. Sure, like, going to an event of 400 people. But, like, you really gonna be, doing that with that many people? Like, you're not even supposed to be selling at fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Events. Derp. And, like, you're wondering why someone just stole your binder worth 5K. So, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, sucks to suck. But unfortunately, like, that's the game we live in. So, outside of that, that's kind of my little culmination of, like, multiple videos that I've been wanting to talk about at the end of the rainbow. Remember, guys, fucking Game of Seal wins games, because fuck you, Herald of Perfection. So, guys, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I am not on any drugs whatsoever right now. I'm just kind of happy to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yu-Gi-Oh's not a fucking shit game right now. And, like, I know I always say it's, like, shit. But, like, granted, like, I went 2-2 and I didn't do good. But, like, I can play water and not have water be water, if you know what I mean. Like, the deck isn't terrible. And, like, I practiced water for fucking years when that deck was around in its last iteration, like, far beyond this. So, like, it's kind of nice to, play Herald. Like, yeah, sure, things are going to change when ABCs come out, but I got a month until then. So guys, peace the fuck on out.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please thumbs up this video to show your support. And please check out MKohl40 for Cardfight Vanguard, MKohl Games for miscellaneous trading card games, and No Limit Gaming for a brand new series of Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks for watching.
Also, shoutouts to my boy BCTRFS. It was a pleasure to see you this weekend, and a pleasure to see the rest of you guys this weekend in India as well. So, peace, guys.